Hola, welcome to Fanfa Spanish Materials. In today's video lesson, we are going to learn two main things. The first one is going to be three verbal structures, and the second one is going to be two verbs in a row. So let's first have a look at the three verbal structures we have in Spanish. We already talked about this before, but we're going to review it again. So, simple structure. Simple structure is when you use the personal pronouns the way they're shown here, and also the verb is conjugated for every single personal pronoun. This structure, simple structure, is the only one that exists in English. Yeah, in English. For example, the verb to eat, I eat, you eat, she eats, they eat, and so on. So let, let's do an example, the verb pensar, yeah? So, yo pienso, tú piensas, él piensa, nosotros pensamos, vosotros pensáis, ellos piensan. So you can see that the verb pensar changes according to every single personal pronoun. ¿Ya? Yo pienso, tú piensas, él piensa, nosotros pensamos, and so on. Second structure, perceptive structure. And this one we also used before with the verb gustar and encantar. So when we like things, this is the structure that we use. There are about 15 verbs of this kind. So, but for now, we're going to concentrate just on the verb gustar. Yeah. So if we want to say I like, we say a mí me gusta. You like, a ti te gusta. So you can see this structure, a mí me, a ti te, yeah. A él le gusta. He likes. A nosotros nos gusta. A vosotros os gusta. A ellos les gusta. So as you can see, this is a structure. This is the perceptive. A mí me, a ti te, a él le. And the word gusta didn't change at all. It's not changing all the time. So uh, in English, for example, if you want to say I like, you like, she likes, it's using a simple structure, right? I like, you like, she likes. You don't have this perceptive structure. This is only in Spanish. Yeah. Um, So there are more verbs. Gustar is not the only one. There is molesta, which is to bother. It bothers me. A mí me molesta. A ti te molesta. A ella le molesta, and so on. But again, these verbs are not many, between 10, 15. So as long as you can nail the verb gustar will be enough. Now, the last one, reflexive structure, our third structure. And we talked about this structure before, and there are a bunch of reflexive verbs. There are over 100, um, and I mean you don't have to learn the 100, all of them, but you can pick maybe 10, 20, and work with them and practice them. There is a list of verbs that is on this topic before. Um, so yeah, and this structure is not is different because you still use the personal pronouns here. Yeah, yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros. But then you're gonna add this extra word. So yo me. Yeah. Let's use the example ducharse. Ducharse is to take a shower, and it's a reflexive verb. So we are going to use this verb and we're going to conjugate it. Yo me ducho. Tú te duchas. As you can see, the verb duchar is changing. Ducho, duchas, ducha. Ella se ducha. Nosotros nos duchamos. Vosotros os ducháis. Ellos se duchan. So the verb duchar is conjugated the same way verbs are conjugated for every single personal pronoun. That's that's the same way we do it when we have a simple structure, right? Um, so, but also the reflexives have this little word, yeah, that it goes always with the personal pronoun. Yo, me, tú, te, él, se, nosotros, nos, vosotros, os, ellos, se. So these are the three structures we have in Spanish for verbs. Um, these two here, perceptive and reflexive, are new. In English, you don't use these structures. You always use the simple structure, but we have perceptives and reflexives. So, of course, that might sound like, oh my God, so how am I going to deal with this, right? No worries. Don't worry. The simple structure, you're used to it. So, you're going to carry on working on this a lot. The perceptive structure, don't worry either. Just stick to gusta. Just just practice how to say I like, you like, she likes. A mí me gusta, a ti te gusta, a ella le gusta, a nosotros nos gusta, and so on. Just practice the verb gustar. And with reflexive, pick maybe 5, 10 verbs you wanna practice with, and yeah, until they sound perfect. And like for example, the verb ducharse. Ducharse is a reflexive verb, which means to take a shower. The quedarse is to stay. Irse is to leave. Comerse is to eat something countable. Yeah. Dormirse is to fall asleep. So there are some verbs that are worth learning them. So now that you're aware of these three structures, let's see how we put two verbs in a row. Yeah. In English, you also put two verbs in a row. You can say, I want to eat. So, I want is the first verb. To eat is the second verb. Yeah, and they are both in a row, one after the other. So, let's have a look at this. Um, so, if you want to have two verbs in a row, there are pretty much two options. The first one is that with the simple structure is going to be the first verb, or with the perceptive structure is going to be the first verb. um Never, you're never going to have a reflexive verb as the first verb. It's either perceptive or simple. Yeah. So let's have a look at the first case, simple, a simple structure plus a second verb. Second verbs always go in infinitive, and this is a general rule, and you have to be aware of this and apply it in your sentences. Every time you have two verbs in a row, the second one will always go in infinitive. Okay, so let's have a look at a simple structure plus a second verb, of course, in infinitive. Yo quiero comer, or quiero comer. Second verb goes in infinitive. The first one always goes in the simple structure. Yeah, yo quiero. Yeah, tú tienes que trabajar. Trabajar goes in infinitive. Yeah, tú tienes que, simple structure. Ella necesita salir. She needs to go out. Yeah, salir in infinitive. Ella necesita, simple structure. Vamos a descansar. Descansar is to rest. In infinitive is the second verb, goes in infinitive. Nosotros vamos a is simple structure. As you can see, I didn't put here yo quiero, or tú tienes que. It's optional. It's you can use it. It's also correct, but it's optional. You don't have to. But for third person, I put it here because third person could be él, ella, usted. So if you just put the verb, it's still inconclusive. You don't know if it's a she or a he or, you know. Um, Vamos a descansar is nosotros, yeah. Nosotros goes here, but it's there's no need to put it because by saying vamos a is already understood that it's we. Okay. All the second verbs were in infinitive. Good. Nice. Now let's have a look at the same, but instead of a verb infinitive, we're going to have a reflexive verb in infinitive. Yeah. Um. So again, simple. Yo quiero, ya, tú tienes que, nosotros vamos a, are verbs conjugated according to the personal pronoun. Easy. Reflexive verbs in infinitive change according to the personal pronoun as well. Let's have a look at this example. Yo quiero ducharme. So, duchar me goes with the me here because it's a yo. Yo quiero ducharme. So, ducharse is the verb in infinitive. Yeah, it's a reflexive verb in infinitive, but ducharse is going to change. The se is going to change according to the personal pronoun. Because it's a yo, it's going to be ducharme. Okay? Let's have a look at this example here and then we're going to check this after. Tienes que vestirte. So, vestirse means to get dressed. Uh, tú is here because it's tienes que. Tú tienes que vestirte. Um, So vestirse is the reflexive verb itself, but as you can see, there is a te here. Why? Because te is for tú, yeah? Tú tienes que vestirte. Vamos a quedarnos. Quedarse is a reflexive verb, which means to stay. But because it's nosotros vamos, yeah? Nosotros, because it's nosotros, then we're going to use quedarnos, yeah? Because this is the word, the reflexive word for nosotros. Nosotros vamos a quedarnos, ¿ya? So, as you can see, this word changes according to the personal pronoun. Yo, me, tú, te, nosotros, nos. Let me show you here. So, for nosotros is nos. See here? Nosotros, nos. For yo is me. For tú is te. For él, ella, usted is se. Vosotros, os, and so on. So this word is going to change according to the personal pronoun. That's what happened. Yeah. So coming back to this, yeah, you can say I want to take a shower. Yo quiero ducharme. But you could also put this me at the beginning and you can say me quiero duchar. Both are correct. Which one do we recommend? Quiero ducharme, I think, is more intuitive for English speakers. Yeah, um, because you say I want to do it. Yeah, yo quiero ducharme. So it's kind of more intuitive to do this one. But anyways, if you wanna say it this way, it's also okay. Tienes que vestirte. Good. You can say it that way. But you can also take this te and put it at the beginning and say, te tienes que vestir. Yeah? Vamos a quedarnos. We are going to stay. We are going to stay. But this nos can also go at the beginning. Nos vamos a quedar. So both are correct. You can use any, but I think we think it's recommended to use the first option here. Yeah, tienes que vestirte. Vamos a quedarnos. It's going to be more intuitive because, as I said, in English, you put this in the same way. I want to do it. I want to tell her. I need to show you. So this word goes after the two verbs in English. So it's better if you do these first options. Good. So that was simple plus second verb infinitive. But now let's have a look what happens when you have perceptive structure. Remember, the first verb only can be either in a simple structure or perceptive structure. Good. Same thing happens here. Second verb has to go in infinitive. Okay, always. Okay, let's have a look at the perceptive plus a verb in infinitive. Yeah. Me gusta comer. I like eating. No te gusta trabajar. Like you don't like working or you don't like to work. Uh, a ella le encanta salir. She loves going out. Nos gusta descansar. We like resting or we like to rest. So as you can see here, second verb always goes in infinitive. Comer, trabajar, salir, descansar. Yeah. And in the first position goes the verb in a perceptive structure. A mí me gusta. A ti no te gusta. A ella le encanta. A nosotros nos gusta. Yeah. Um, as you can see here, I didn't put a me because it's optional. Here, I didn't put a ti because it's optional, because it's the first and second personal pronouns. But for the third person, you need to specify a ella le encanta salir. Um, if I just leave it le encanta salir, my question is going to be who? She, he, or you formal? A ella, a él, o a usted? So that's why, you also have to specify if it's a third person. Nos gusta descansar. We like resting. Okay, easy, right? All the second verbs go in infinitive. But what happens if you have perceptive plus a reflexive verb infinitive? So it's exactly the same thing that happened before. So, me gusta ducharme. And we have the me because it's a mí me gusta is the first person. I like. Me gusta ducharme. No te gusta vestirte. Oh, te now. Why? Because it's the second person. No te gusta means you don't like. So no te gusta vestirte. Nos encanta quedarnos. Yeah. So as you can see, the verb reflexive verbs in infinitive change according to the personal pronoun. Ducharme, vestirte, quedarnos. Yeah. The last one. A ella le molesta concentrarse. She's like she gets bothered when she concentrates. So yeah, se here is because it's a ella is a third person, and remember se is for the third person reflexives. So yeah, that's you can see that here the may only can go at the end. Yeah, we cannot do the same thing that we were doing before to put this me at the beginning and say like me gusta duchar. You you cannot do that because there will be like a double me gusta duchar. So you cannot do that. You always have to put this me at the end. Yeah. And that's a second reason why it's highly recommended to put the me at the end and not at the beginning. No te gusta vestirte. Yeah. I don't put this te here at the beginning like te no te gusta vestir. That's wrong. Nos encanta quedarnos. A ella le molesta concentrarse. So here is better. I mean, well, as you can see, you cannot put this me at the beginning. So again, it's better to use the me, the te, the nos, these words at the end. So this is a common factor, so it's highly recommended to always put this word. It's the reflexive pronoun is called. It's better to put these words me, te, nos at the end when you have two verbs in a row. That way you will always be right, no matter if it's a simple structure or if it's a perceptive structure. Try always to put the me, te, nos, all the reflexive pronouns at the end, and you will go safe. So I know this topic was long. This video was crazy long, but it's very important to understand and to practice. So, yeah, how to practice this? Well, to be honest, the only way to practice this is by using two verbs in a row. Yeah. And to try to practice these two verbs in a row, both by using simple and the second verb in infinitive, either normal verb or reflexive verb, and also by using two verbs in a row, perceptive plus a second verb in infinitive. So you can say me gusta, and then you can put another verb afterwards. And you can also put me gusta, and then you can put a second verb in reflexive, afterwards. So that will be it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I know it was a lot to take on, but uh, just take it easy and practice this for several weeks, months, even. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Hasta luego.